Last week, we looked on the general nuggets for someone to apply for a scholarship. We looked into the general letter of application. We looked on the fact that there are many organizations in the world, not just Jamaica, who would like to give scholarships. And there's a big takeaway that I was talking to my daughters just yesterday about. In the Adopt a Youth Foundation, last year we had our inaugural scholarship offerings for tertiary level students, as well as for high school students. We were prepared and happy and ready to give away free money to persons who would apply and say, please help me with this. We had to extend the deadline for the scholarship because of the lack of uptake. We had the money there, we wanted to give it away, but we didn't see anybody saying, please give me. Matter of fact, we didn't give a scholarship to high school last year. Nobody asked us for money. So we were not saying you need to have A's or you need to be an outstanding athlete. We weren't asking for that. And that is one of the reasons we're having these sessions this evening. There are a lot of help available all over the place. But unfortunately, there's a mindset. One, people think that, boy, I have to be getting straight A's to get a scholarship. A lie. Let me tell you, that is not true, right? Secondly, they're thinking that if I am not dying of hunger, my belly, my back, dirt poor, then I can't get a scholarship. That is not true. Some of the big scholarships, as Chris said last week, some of the big scholarship, like the hundreds of thousands and million plus scholarship, persons look on and say, whoa, you're not gonna get that. So let me not even try. And what will happen is a few persons apply for them, and the organization make this decision based on a few. We want to help more persons access the money, get the scholarships. But first of all, you need to deal with your mindset. Tell yourself that you can get multiple scholarships. Tell yourself that you are good enough and you have what it takes to get this financial aid. From the Adopt a Youth Foundation perspective, we're just one foundation that is looking to help out. There are many other entities like us who are looking to help out. But the persons we want to help don't seem to have the confidence in themselves to say, yes, I will step forward, right? So in these workshops, it's very important for a person to ask questions. If you don't feel that confident to come on a mic or on camera, no problem. Put it in the chat. Matter of fact, start right now, right? Before I introduce Chris, if there are any particular area that you want us to look on.
My dear child, listen to me just.
Any question that you have, put it in the chat and let us address it this evening. As I said last week, we're not looking to make a presentation necessarily. We're looking to make an impact. What is it that we can do to help you, right? I must apologize for Chris not being on just yet because he has a little emergency with his son, but he should be on in a few minutes. So anything at all you want us to address, start putting it in the chat so that we know in the workshop this evening, because not a long workshop, right? It's not a long workshop, but we want to be relevant. So, okay, all right, we have our first question in the chat. We're gonna bookmark that, of course, and deal with it. Keep them coming, keep them coming. There is something else I want to share with you. The Adopt a Youth Foundation is always looking to help, always looking to impact. We want to be relevant. And for the last few days, we have been giving away credit to persons who fill out our questionnaire with feedback on what you think. Here's Chris. What do you think can help make our workshop on Fridays better? So I'm going to put the questionnaire. If you fill out the questionnaire, you get $100 credit, whether Flow or Digicel. So here is the questionnaire. How do you get the credit? Just send a screenshot to the WhatsApp group, the AYF WhatsApp group. If you're not already in the WhatsApp group, you can send a screenshot to this number and we will send the credit to you right away. The Google form takes about 2 minutes, 3 minutes to fill out. What we want to do, we want to tailor all that we're doing to help you, to help a wide cross-section of youth. So fill out the questionnaire, send a screenshot to the AYF WhatsApp group. If you're not in the WhatsApp group, send it to that number on the screen, and we will send you $100 credit to just encourage you and say thanks for participating. Okay? As I said, tonight won't be long, so I'm gonna hand over to Chris right now. Some persons would not have been on the call last week, so let me do a quick introduction to our presenter this week. This is the second week in a two-part presentation on getting that money through scholarships, the scholarship workshop. Our presenter this evening is Christopher Grant. He is the CEO of Scholarship Jamaica. It is a not-for-profit entity that seeks to get scholarship information to persons who need it and coach persons how to apply for scholarship, how to win scholarship, how to keep scholarship. Okay, so Chris, you sharing screen? There you are, right? So I'm going to hand over right now to Chris, who's taking us into part 2 of our workshop on getting that money for scholarships. But before you start, Chris, I have a few questions that I promised that in tonight's session, we would cover based on what is asked. So the first question, Chris, are you there? Let me hear you.
Yes, I'm here.
All right,
yes,
wonderful.
I'm here.
The first question is from Sir Morris. Is it true that the Carrera Scholarship is not applicable to medical and law students? I don't know if you have that detail.
No, that's
Huh?
not true. That's not true. So the career scholarship is offered to different categories of students. However, there is one, the name of the SEEK, S-E-E-K, the Carreras S-E-E-K scholarship is open to all fields of study at whatever level, whether first degree or postgraduate, and it's open to persons to study in Jamaica and overseas.
All right, I hope that answers your question. If you have a follow-up question, you can always drop it in the chat for Chris. The next question is from Edwina Smith. Are there scholarships for students in teachers' scholarships? I'm supposing you're saying students who are in teachers' college. You know of any, Chris, for teachers'
Yes.
college?
Yes, yes. Teachers, students pursuing their teaching degree, they're wholly, I can't say it anyway, there are enough scholarship for teachers. If you're going to teachers college, your best friend's supposed to be the Ministry of Education. So the Ministry of Education, they have upgraded your website. You go on the website, you can put in scholarship, or you just go through the different icons and you see where they have the scholarship section. You are able to apply for at least 8 separate categories. You have the Jamaica scholarship, you have 7 other categories that is open only to teachers. Additionally, we go back now to the Career Scholarship Program. They offer 1 category for teachers. You go to the Grace Kennedy Scholarship, they offer for teachers. And all major local scholarship program like NCB, the Grace, the Sagicor, the JN, they all offer scholarship for students to study teaching, to complete their teaching degree.
Okay, awesome. Next question is from Saniq. Saniq is asking, good evening, do you give scholarship specifically for nursing? Well, tonight's session is not about us giving scholarship, it's about us sharing with you how you can get scholarship from different places. And I can ask Chris now, do you know of scholarship for nursing studies?
Yes. So one of the lucrative scholarship for nursing students is a Jamaica-Cuba bilateral scholarship program, where students are able to go to Cuba to study nursing and other another medical field of study. That is the most lucrative one, that the scholarship usually open between February and March. Other nursing scholarships would be under the category of general. So whenever you're applying for scholarships and it's a general scholarship, that means you can apply. For US students, there are various scholarships offered for US specific nursing program. For other nursing programs, I would refer the persons to the other general scholarship program from a Carreras, from a Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission, from a Jamaica Flour Mills, and from your credit union. Usually, credit unions, their scholarships are open to whatever field of study. I'm not able, because these questions I didn't get before, and so I'm not able to give specific name for some of them, but always start with your institution. Wherever you're applying to do this course, find out from them if they have any, because if I, as a donor, I'm gonna approach the school and let them know that I'm offering a scholarship. So if you start with the school, they can give you different options.
Okay. A question from Naheem Mullins. I study abroad in Guyana, and I'm wondering if there are any scholarships that I'm eligible for.
In Guyana?
Yeah.
If so, the one you'll be one of them would be the same career as again, the SEEK, because they offer to go overseas. Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission, their awards is like between 50,000 and 150. They offer it for persons to go overseas. If this person is studying in the field of disaster management, environmental protection, bio, insurance, they can apply to the CCRIF. The CCRIF is open to Caribbean students studying in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, UK, US, Canada. CCRIF, Caribbean Catastrophic something.
Okay, make a note of that.
CCRIF, yeah.
Good. All right, I see Samar Facey says, what is the general time period for which most scholarships are available or open?
All right, so I'm gonna hope that Facey wasn't at the last week
I assume that as well. I assume that as well.
Because if face was at it, I don't feel good that I did a good job. So scholarships are usually open from January 6th and close in the end of July. However, you will find that most scholarships will be available to you between March and May. That is when everybody just open the books and offer it. And that's the time when a lot of persons get overwhelmed and cannot choose. So we encourage persons to start early. So if you're a UE student, you should start asking the UE about the UE Open Scholarship. That's usually the first one. Today we post on our Instagram page the Positive Jamaica Foundation Scholarship, that's the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, his foundation. Their scholarship is open now. We post it up. So if you check our Instagram page, Scholarship Jamaica, you will see it. So now is the time, but April, May, you're gonna find that most awards are open. So CCRIF is Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility.
All right, awesome. I see, I got a screenshot from Morris. I think this is Tayon Morris. You would have received your credit for filling out the survey. Thank you very much for participating. All right. Let me look at the next question in the list. Good night. You spoke last week about a calendar of all available scholarships. When would we be able to get it, and do we have to pay? The calendar.
So that's when you dig yourself in a ditch, and then you're gonna have to find your way out. So I made mention of it because I realized it's a very good, it would be a very good tool for persons. So that's something I'm working on currently. It wouldn't be available before the end of February, because by the end of February, we would have had an idea of the different awards that will be opening. Because what we do, we contact donors and we confirm if they're offering, and if so, when it will be available. So we don't want to estimate too much. So it won't be available until mid-February, end of February. We have 28 days. Everything we do at Scholarship Jamaica is free. We information free. When we do offer scholarship, it's free. So it's gonna be free of cost, and it will be something that will be published so you can download and keep it. And hopefully, because what we're doing is free, we hope that persons who benefit can also share the information with others.
Yes, the last part is very important, you know. When you have benefited, let everybody else know, your friends, your relatives, so that they can benefit as well. We're not looking at anything else but to improve the life of people. All right, the next question is from Ranifa. Can you talk about the science teacher scholarship? You have a specific science teacher scholarship, Chris?
All right, so the specific science teacher scholarship gonna come from the donors who offer scholarships for STEM. So last week we made mention of NCB. NCB Foundation has this massive movement in science, technology, engineering, and math. So for the STEM awards, the Ministry of Education does it, and the Ministry of Science, Technology, that ministry, MSET, yeah, the Ministry of Science and Technology, they offer scholarships for STEM students. And as a science teacher, you would fall in that category. So STEM scholarship, science, technology, and engineering and math, not only opens to persons who are skilled in the area, working in the field, but also to persons who teach.
All right, I just shared the link for MSET, the ministry that Chris is talking about. You can check their website and thing. Next question is from Theon Morris. Are there any scholarship tailored for medical students?
So I think I would have answered that earlier. Yes, the biggest and the most lucrative medical scholarship is the scholarship that's offered by the Ministry of Finance through the bilateral agreement with Cuba. So the Cuba-Jamaica Bilateral Scholarship Program, which is managed by the Ministry of Finance's Scholarship and Assistance Unit. Make them your friend, Hero Circle. Go down there, knock the door. You can visit and they can show you a list of stuff that they have. You can visit in person. That is the most lucrative medical scholarship program. Additionally, if you're attending UWI, and you might hear me talk about UWI. I am a UTech past student, but UWI has the most effective scholarship program. When you look on your website where they categorize it, if you're a UWI student, UWI offer that. So you would visit the UWI website and you would just select your field. Other scholarship would also go back to general scholarships. Like I know medical field is very expensive. So like the SEEK $1 million, $1.5 million scholarship would be for you, Grace Kennedy, and the Giselle Foundation. Those are just some examples.
Thanks, Chris. The next question, what would be the best scholarship for students studying law?
The best scholarship for students studying law is the one you receive. No joke. But unfortunately, locally, most scholarships are either in STEM or business administration. Tasty, the same Tasty pot where you go there and eat. So Tasty company itself, Tasty, I think Tasty Jamaica Limited, they offer a law scholarship. But if you want to think about law firms, think about the ministry that deals with like the Ministry of National Security. So think about the Ministry of National Security, think about all these law firms in Jamaica and the different companies who have a legal department. So most publicly traded companies in Jamaica, they usually have a law firm for them, a law department. When I used to work at COK, they had a law department. So you reach out to these organizations that you know that has these, reach out to the law firm, they're gonna be the best source of your scholarship. And there's something tonight we're gonna cover before we get a special guest to speak to you guys, is to reach out to them in writing officially, like introduce yourself and ask for the scholarship. For legal and medical students, most persons not gonna just run to you and say, yo, see a degree, see a scholarship here, because those fields are, to study in those fields are very expensive. So they want, the sponsors in these fields are gonna wait for you to come to them, and then they're gonna look and see that it's an opportunity to present themselves as giving back to the community, or it's an opportunity for them to invest in a future employee. So I hope I didn't beat around the bush, but but the information I just said is helpful. So Tasty, Jamaica Limited offer a law scholarship, and other law firms. A matter of fact, one of our Adapa Youth Foundation members, who I hope will be speaking tonight, she said she can't speak on camera, she received a scholarship and she's studying law. So maybe she can give an insight on that also.
All right, Chris, I'm gonna hold the other questions for now and allow you to go into your thing, and then we'll take some more later on. That's okay?
Yes, that's awesome.
All right.
So, okay, so I can go ahead?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So thank you guys for joining again tonight. You know, I find pleasure in answering the questions, because it made no sense for me just be here talking, not knowing that persons are benefiting. And I secondly want to big up one of my special guests tonight is Zane Hedram, the big man, former GC Foster College Student Union president, YouTuber, influencer, scholarship pioneer, win millions of dollars. I'll be giving him a chance this evening to just to share his experience in his scholarship interviews, because we're not only want to give you guys we're not just want to give you information, but we want to give you some experiences. I also want to big up Roche Gordon she will be, she's our social media manager, and she will be giving you guys an insight on how she went about winning millions or so. So it's a group thing this evening. But let me just go. I must first apologize. My slides are never the most attractive, but what I try to do with my slides is that the information that's on it, if you write it down, it can be helpful to you. And I'm limited I'm using my tablet, and I'm limited in the use of presenting my PowerPoint, because it seems as if I didn't pay for the PowerPoint software. So even when I share my screen, I'm not able to present it the way I would like to.
But don't worry, Chris. This week, I've seen it happen with other people's presentations, so it's not you.
Oh, all right.
So what I try, put it on presentation mode, let's work with it.
All right, good. So feel free to ask me the question. This evening, what I'm going to try to do is just to present to you guys this strategy that I work for me, and it has worked for a lot of students I've worked with. You realize that most times the scholarships that you want, you may not be qualified for, or they may have closed, or you just didn't get a chance to apply, or there's not enough. So we suggest that you start reaching out to persons, individuals, organizations, agencies, presenting yourself and asking, you beg some money. So you're basically presenting an idea to them to say, listen, man, this is my situation. I would appreciate if you guys can help. So this is all I'm presenting tonight, because at the end of the day, if you don't apply for no scholarship, if you don't get no scholarship, you still have the right to send out a letter, make a phone call, and solicit it, because them say you have pot on fire, so you need to go there and look good for the fire. So this is what I'm presenting this evening. So I'm gonna just show you my supposed PowerPoint. So as I say, the aim of this is not for prettiness, but it's to just to give you the information. You guys, I would say, make a note, but if not, all the information I'll be presenting is from the website Scholarship Jamaica. So as I try to open this bad boy so you guys can see it. All right, so right now it's delaying. All right, okay. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah,
Yes,
I can
we
see them.
can. Yes, we can.
Word up. All right, so let's get the show on the road. Apologies again. So how to seek scholarship assistance. So last week we talked about the scholarship is already there and you're applying. This week we're saying, go out there and find the money for yourself. That is what I want. If one thing you guys get from this 2-week seminar is that you have the ability to go out there and get the money, like ask feet, your neighbor, employer. So right here, I'm gonna say, and this is a script I went hard this week, guys. I typed up my presentation. So here we go. Seeking scholarship assistance to cover the cost of your education is not limited to applying for the known offered scholarships, the NCBs, the Digicels. Expert scholarship winners like Zane, who is gonna speak to you later. Expert scholarship winners make education funding their full-time job. As such, in this presentation, we will be introducing some unique strategies on how to seek scholarship assistance from the not so common sources. All right? When you are considering seeking help, consider reaching out to the known scholarship donors. So yes, NCB offers some scholarship. It could be the case where you didn't realize till after it closed. Or it could be the case that 2021, they offer only STEM, but you are a doctor, or you're a law student. And you're like, listen, what about me? You have the right to reach out to NCB and say, yo, what about me? So this is how you go about doing that. So yes, they're gonna tell you that, oh, well, these are what we're offering, but you're presenting yourself that, hey, I am aware that this is the offer for 2021. However, this is my situation, and I would like to, I'm hereby seeking assistance to fulfill my tuition needs, all right? So consider reaching out to the known scholarship donors, all right? It could be a case where the awards were closed, or you may not be qualified for the said scholarship. For instance, the Jamaica Energy Partners, they're offering to people who live close to their plant. You don't live there, you're in St. Thomas, you've come from Trinityville like me, but you still want to present yourself to say, listen, I am aware you're only offering to people who live in Harborview, Windward Road, Old Harbour and stuff. I live in Trinityville, I'm in need, can you assist me? 99% of the time, they won't be able to give you the same amount of assistance that they give to the current scholarship winners, but they can say, listen, usually we offer 100,000, but in your case, we'll consider offering 50. Or worst case, they say, we won't be able to do it this year. However, for our next scholarship round, we will be opening it up to persons in your situation. So look on this opportunity, not just for yourself. If you don't get it this time, you're gonna get it next time, or somebody else will benefit from it, all right? Additionally, this strategy is a means of introducing the funding idea to the potential donor. For instance, this is an example I will always use because it is real. When I was a work experience student at Seafort I went to NCB branch in Mark Bay. Big up everybody who worked there. And at the end of my time, I went to the manager and I asked for assistance to pay for my CXC at the time. That's in like about 1998. And that in me, when I went to the manager to ask for assistance, I was introducing the idea. So who knows, maybe after I left 98, the other students who went after me, they had it in mind that when those students, if they excel on what they were doing, they were able to offer those students the same help as they did to me. So look on this as introducing the idea to them. They have never thought about it. And in introducing the idea, you tell them little benefits, which you're gonna get to earlier, shortly. Actively seeking tuition assistance is easier than applying for some active scholarships. When you apply for current scholarships, say like the NCB one, there are set scholarship requirements. When you are presenting the idea to them, you are creating the requirement. You are telling them your situation, the help that you're looking. So you have more control in it. So when you present your letter, you drop a phone call or a follow-up with an email, it's easier than you applying for one that they already set the standard. You are creating the standard for your scholarship right now. In that your effort in submitting a convincing request for financial help will showcase your ability to be a qualified scholarship recipient. It is your interview before the interview. So I'm reading from my thing and you see what I'm saying there. This is literally because when they read your letter, and they see the email and they see your call to follow up, they're saying that, yo, this person is showing a level of maturity that I would like to associate my organization with. So you create your own standard, and two, you did the interview before the interview. So when they reach out to you, they're gonna ask, how can they go about doing it? So you are literally creating a standard for the scholarship that they will be creating for your fellow students and yourself later on. When considering the sources of your scholarship funding, you should first have answers to the following. All right, how much money do I need? You can't come to me and ask me for money, ask me for help, you pay your tuition and you don't know how much you need. You understand? So what you do, when you send that scholarship request letter, which we're gonna show you a sample shortly, you attach your what do you call it? The thing you get from the school, like the tuition, you print it out and you attach it. You print out your last test scores and you attach it. You print out your ID, you attach it. So you're basically sending a package to them. When you send it to them, they don't need to call you and ask you for any more information. This is what we talk about, you're creating a standard. Do they have funding to fulfill the tuition? Meaning, you walk and you look, you see that there's say a gas station close to where you live. Obviously you see them at the good business. Come on, man. You see the business is booming. So you're gonna go and seek help. But if you see something, you see closed out sale, And it's not one of those places where every week them have a closeout sale. This may be a genuine closeout sale. You know that you might have difficulty getting from them. You pass Constant Spring Road and you see Phil's Hardware. When you look over Phil's, bro, there is always people there waiting. They do businesses booming over Phil's, especially during COVID. So so you want to drop Phil's a letter, but you want to find out who is the HR manager. Bear in mind that most companies, if you're not going to send it to the manager or the owner, you want to reach out to like HR department or the customer service department. That's how you do it. Or the accounts, because our accounts deal with the money. Why would they offer a scholarship to you? So in the letter, you're not just asking for the money, you're stating what you're doing, right? You're stating the field of study. So you send it to Phil's Hardware. You state in there, say you could be an engineering student, you could be a finance student, and you show that you could volunteer there on when you're out of school, where you could be an employee, you will be a spokesperson for them. Those are just 3 examples of how you can present yourself, because you asked me for something, in business. When I just started Scholarship Jamaica back then, 2010, it was Next Move Jamaica. I did a presentation to the chairman and CEO of Musan, which is PB Scott, Paul B. Scott. And at the time, Dr. Nigel Clark, who is now the Minister of Finance, was their CEO. I presented to them, and at the end of the presentation, I think PB told me that, okay, this is a great idea. How will it benefit us? And he went further to tell me that, listen, in business, there is no charity. So even though you have companies doing stuff for the community, they're doing it and they're benefiting. So in anything you do, there is no charity. So if you're going to come to me and ask me for some money, you need to present to me how I am going to benefit. All right. How can I convince them that investing in me is worth the effort? And we just cover that. What can I offer in return for the scholarship investment? We just cover that. Volunteer, future employee, spokesperson. You could even offer to maybe even bring customers to them or something to that effect. Just an example. How can I present myself or proposal? You're going to do a 15-page proposal? No, we say you write a letter, you attach you attach a reference. This is what we'll come back to last week, and you attach a reference or a / recommendation letter where somebody with whether the principal, somebody from your school, a pastor, somebody can write to attest to what you are presenting yourself. You attach your GPA report, you attach a copy of your the invoice you get from your school. So this is how you present yourself. You send it, you realize within a week you're not getting a response, you drop an email to follow up, or you make a phone call and introduce yourself and present it, because sometimes these companies get the emails and stuff, but because they have other pot on fire, them not really jump to it. So it's because you have the pot on fire, if you just remind them. All right. And remember, guys, don't be a stranger. Drop your question in the chat and we get to it. So just gonna run through this. Some unusual sources, meaning places you can look to send this letter. So unusual sources of scholarship assistance can be very lucrative, as they are only available for those who seek them out. Some unusual sources of scholarships are the church, we cover that, your member of parliament, your employer or your parents' employer, wherever you go for work experience, wherever you volunteer, whether it's at the library, in a youth club, whether you go volunteer at an established company, your sports, police, and other youth clubs, Rotary clubs, business in your community, or your neighbor. You must know your neighbor. If you always have good relationship with your neighbor anyway. But if you know that your neighbor is in a position that, not that you're for some people business, but you really see that, Benjamin Bima, maybe he can help me out. He already know my situation. You reach out to your neighbor or local celebrity or opinion leader. So like in the chat, we have a lot of celebrities. Thanks to social media, we have influencers on Instagram, we have influencers on YouTube. Those people bring a little a little respect. And if you know any artists, you're not just gonna And when I say artists, I mean entertainers. You present yourself like this, who knows, they'll be able to assist. All right, we're moving on. And I call this the assistant pitch process, APP. Keep that in your mind. What's the APP? The assistant pitch process entails the steps of contacting and selling your funding idea to the prospective donors or sponsors of your tuition costs. You see me? So what's your APP? So when we come on and some other time I say, yo, somebody come to me and they're like, oh, all these scholarships are done. What should I do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna like, yo, what's your APP? Who knows? Maybe later on donors will be asking you that. You understand? So we suggest doing the following, all right? So here it is. So this is a sample scholarship request letter. This is the meat of the matter. And this is on our website, right? Scholarship Jamaica, if you go on Scholarship Jamaica and you put in scholarship request letter, boom, you will see it. You guys, I assume everybody know how to write a letter, right? I just have here the name of the scholarship committee or donor, the name of the company, the address, you know, application for. If there's a name scholarship, you can use it, or you just say application for tuition funding or application for a scholarship, something like that. And I say, always feel free to reach out to us when it comes to this. Reach out to somebody you know can write, who can help you. And you say, dear name head of scholarship committee or their manager, HR manager. When I'm looking job, when I used to be in the working, trying to find a job, they say you try to find out the name of the person and you address it to them. Boom, paragraph 1. And this is just a draft, guys. This is just to give you an idea. And this is available on our website, and also everything, the same thing I'm presenting, I can email it and share it. Well, our Adapa Youth Foundation committee will be able to email and share it when necessary. And we are trying to be a source, your source, to equip you with this information, all right? So paragraph 1, we suggest you're right. I am submitting the application for a scholarship. If there's a name, you put it. Or if you want to use another term, you submit the application for funding to pay for your tuition, to further my education. What are you studying? You understand? Jump to the point. I have studied for 2 years, or I'm pursuing my first year. Name of the school, and require financial assistance to complete my whatever the degree is or whatever level of study. I have worked part-time, if that's your case, in a customer care center for the past 2 years, or I have volunteered. I have volunteered with the Adapa Youth Foundation for the past 2 years as a social media manager, stuff like that. This is just a draft. This is how you put it together. And wish to work in the field of engineering, sustainability. However, I need a degree to advance my fees. This is an example, but we always say, depending on who you're sending it to, you have to modify it. Because if you're sending it to, say, a NCB, and you know NCB concentrate on STEM and finance, you want to make sure that's the field you're studying. As a teacher, you send this to like your member of parliament, yeah, man, because them get the constituency fund money. And you just say, why you teaching? Where are you going to go? So as you're seeing paragraph 1, you're introducing yourself. You're telling them what your plans are and your current situation. And this is why last week we talked about being a volunteer. If you don't have a job, you need to be a volunteer, because some way, somehow, you can't be home just sitting and tweeting. So if you don't have a job, you need to be a volunteer. And even if you have a job, you need to volunteer. Boom. Paragraph 2. Spent the last 2 years of high school volunteering in my community, blah, blah, blah. Name the wherever you're there, wherever you live. And I've gained a lot of experience in the field. What field? You mentioned the field. I've won several awards for volunteer service. If you haven't, you don't need to say it. Teaching and community cleanup activities. If you were in the church and you did community outreach, that's where you put it. My goal is to work to have an impact on my environmental issues. That is for somebody who may be involved in environmental studies. You may be doing, so you're doing microbiology, but if you're a teacher, what is your goal? You want to improve the level of education in the community, just an example. But this, I went in depth because most people, like for the NCB, then talk about STEM, but you don't have to be like this. One of the most profound experiences of my life was a trip I took to Riverton City Dump and witnessed the lack of environmental issues. So this is me going in depth, like, yo, I am serious about my environment. All right. So disclaimer, I never really send this to anybody to apply. So I can't say, but this is how you put it together. Paragraph 3, if I am fortunate enough to receive this scholarship, this is where you're going to tell them how it's going to benefit them. I will finish my degree to qualify for a job in a company that promotes electrical engineering sustainability in their business business ethic. This is just going personal. It's always good to make it personal. But this is also where you would tell them that you're willing to volunteer you're willing to be a volunteer for the organization, maybe for the PR, marketing, just to be a spokesperson, or to volunteer in a specific department, and you state how many hours a week, stuff like that. So when you get specific like that, it shows that you're more serious. And then paragraph 4, which is the last one, thanks for the consideration. So this, they tell you where you attach and you leave your contact information. So if you look at this, so those persons who still write job application letter, you will see that it's somewhat similar to applying for a job. So that's basically it. I wanted to just get to the meat of the matter because we have at least 2 other persons that I want to speak. Yes.
Yeah, well, tight on time. So for the speakers, I'm going to ask them to probably speak for 2 minutes maximum.
Yeah. So first, I just want to bring in Zane Ejam. He's a YouTuber, scholarship winner, former GC Foster College president. I'm sure there's a lot more to say, Zane, but I would just like to just come and just give a little synopsis of your experience with the interview and what is expected. I know you're mute. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. Thank you again, Chris, for the opportunity to come and share. And I really appreciate it. And I absolutely like sharing, my experiences with other students, to basically have them getting what I actually had received while applying for scholarship, just the same. All right. So pretty much as it relates to the interview aspect of things, right? So for me personally, first thing first, I would say work on your confidence. All right. So one, you know that you're going to get an interview for a scholarship. Work on your confidence, right? Believe in yourself, right? Believe that, hey, you can do it. And then go ahead and practice on your delivery. All right. If you have a friend, if you have a mentor, anyone in your arsenal, you know that you're going to get interview. Practice. If you feel like you have jitters, if you feel like you're going to be shy, right? Put yourself in a situation to really go beyond those jitters. All right. Number 2, prepare. Now, read the scholarship donors, right? You want to research about the donors, right? You want to have an understanding of, all right, what have they done? What are the impacts that they have basically, what are some of the impacts they would have made in the community, right? They what are they what is their purpose? You understand? What is their mission? What is it that they're doing? Right. So you want to have a understanding of who the scholarship donors are, so that when they ask you in the interview, you are readily available to answer. All right. Some questions, Chris, that they would have asked you. So first thing first, why I say you should basically work on your confidence, because in more cases than one, right, you will then understand that, all right, you may book up on several persons inside of the interview. You may see it. Luckily, when I got interviewed, there was about 6 persons on the panel. Now, from my experience, I've never had more than 2 persons, so to speak, on a panel interviewing me. So off the bat, seeing about 6 persons on a panel may pretty much just surprise you. Yes. So you want to bear that in mind. So when you jump on the panel, the first thing they may ask you is to tell you a little bit about yourself, right? And telling them about yourself, you just basically want to really coin it around a few things, right? So you want to coin it around, all right, your school, the things that you have been doing at school, your leadership roles, some of the things that you're passionate about, right? Your end goal. So for me, I would have expressed that, all right, I believe in student leadership. I believe in volunteerism. What I have done during my time at college, I would have established 2 clubs, right? Both a Circuit K and an Optimist Club, to really drive volunteerism, because I understand the importance, and not only that, it really gives persons opportunity to volunteer, but as well it provides opportunities for your personal growth and development. You learn leadership in volunteerism. You'll find your passion, just like myself. In media and production, I found my passion in volunteerism at college, right? So it may can just happen for you just the same. Yes, so you want to kind the whole question about, tell me about yourself within that whole space, right? About school, your leadership roles, your passion, and your end goal. What is your end goal? Now, when I finish this bachelor's degree here at GT Foster College, my aim is within 10 years time, which I am trying to find out how can I make my 10-year goal probably become way less. My end goal is pretty much go back to Montego Bay, build a multi-purpose facility that have all different sporting disciplines, up to about 12 sporting disciplines, because I learned about 13 at school. Yes, and as well integrate it with technology, same, right? So that's one of my major end goal, getting my bachelor's degree here at GC Foster College. All right. Another thing you would want to have an understanding of when they start to ask you question, you know, they may ask you why you want this scholarship. Yes. So you know that you would highlight your financial need. They may ask you, what's your financial status? How are you being funded? How Who is assisting you? Have you applied for any additional scholarship? Have you taken a student loan just the same? And if not, why haven't you taken a student loan? So you want to have even a response to that as well, because of course, when you actually say yes, you have applied to other scholarships just the same, and yes, you would have had applied for student loan, it then shows the persons that are the donors, the persons that who are interviewing you, that hey, you are serious about this, you really want the assistance, so you're going, out and beyond to really seek the scholarship needed, right? So that is something that you definitely would need to think about. Mind you that your responses as well, the donors, right, the interviewers as well, can basically play on the responses that you would have given, right? So if you respond, something, they may probably ask you who assist you financially, and you would say your mom. They would probably ask you what is the occupation of your mom, what's her salary like, who else in the family support you going to college, just the same. Yes. So bear that in mind as well, that they may also feed off your response personally. I would say as well, as I was expressing earlier, that try your best to pretty much get prepared, get in preparation mode. If you know that you're a person that is afraid of interview, nothing is wrong with, grabbing a friend or a mentor or somebody to really ask you some questions, to really give you that level of confidence jumping into the interview. All right. So pretty much don't freak out, try to really get going to that interview with that momentum. And of course, I will tell you this too, right? Ask question, prepare some questions going into the interview as well, right? To show some form of interest. Anything specifically that you wanted to know, anything you believe you should know, you can definitely ask them. And as well, this is a bonus for me. I would ask as well, right? To show that, you intentionally want to even assist. You can ask them about, hey, do you have voluntary services available, right? So you can basically, positively give back wherever you can, right, to their organization, seeing that they're trying to help us, the students who want scholarships. Right. So those are some of my tips pretty much, Chris, as it relates to what to expect in the interview and what my experiences, were like altogether throughout the whole interview process. Thanks. You're muted, Chris.
Yes, then. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you taking the time to come speak to us tonight. I know we're short at time, so I really appreciate you, and keep up the good work. And we'll look forward to working with you to at least give some more students some more insights. All right.
Awesome stuff. Much appreciated, man. All right, good.
All right. Yes, Uncle Rich, what you want to do? You want to do another one, or we have to close off? Hello?
Two things. You hear me now?
Yes.
All right, two things. You had said earlier you have Rashid to speak.
Yes.
All right, so I know Rashid is not a big talker, so allow her to do her 2 minutes. And then there are some questions that were asked earlier that's going to go to them before we close off.
Sure.
And if it is that we need to use part of next week to address anything that is outstanding, we are flexible, because at the end of the day, we want to add value. All right? So we're just going to spend about 5 more minutes into the AWC Youth in Expression time. Marva, Amanda, asking your permission for 5 minutes in your time. Going to take Roche, and then we'll answer those 3 questions.
All right, good evening. Can you hear me? Am I being heard? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you. Apologies again for not being able to turn on my camera. But I just want to encourage you guys, to just do it, just apply, guys. It might seem discouraging and daunting because the amount of stuff they're asking for, like essays and stuff, but I just want to encourage you to do it. I'm going to give a little testimony about me receiving a scholarship. So I remember searching the internet for possible scholarships I could apply for, because student loans alone would not be able to cover my school fee. As Chris alluded to earlier, I am doing law, and that is quite expensive, and my little money can't cover all of my law tuition, right? So So I went on UWI's website. I did not know that UWI offered scholarship. I saw it on Scholarship JA Instagram that they offered scholarships. So I went on the website, I print the form, because on UWI website, specifically, I don't know if the other faculties that do this, but UWI for law, they have like one form, and you 5 scholarships that you would want, you put it down and, basically apply for those 5 scholarships on that one form. So I did a print of the form and have it in my house. And I was like, you know what, I'm not about to do this because I have to go for UE. I think this was around COVID time. So, to come out of your house and then go up there and then apply. I was just kind of discouraged not to do it, but then something was telling me to just apply. So I just applied and I went up there. Mind you, I did go there on the last day. So near the deadline, on the day of the deadline, I went up there. I'm not encouraging anybody to do that. Disclaimer, do not do that. But I went up there and I just say, you know what, let me just apply. I put down the 5 scholarship that I screenshotted that I wanted. So I write it down and I just left it in the box and I leave it. For me, I don't like disappointment. So I did not have much expectations for it. And so I just put it in the box and I leave it and I went home. A month passed, I think, and I didn't hear any word from it. So I'm like, okay, I never get it. And then only for see an email come to my email telling me that I was shortlisted for a law firm scholarship. So a law firm that I had written down on the form said that they shortlisted me. So I was to be prepared. I was supposed to prepare for an interview. Now, if anybody know me, I don't like interview. I don't like talking. I don't like public speaking. I'm not good at any of that. And it's so ironic because I'm doing law, but I'm not good on public speaking or interviews. So I think somebody encouraged me to message Chris. I think that was the first around the time that I first met Chris, and I messaged him. Zane talked about having a mentor to help with preparation. Guys, preparation is important because I remember Chris just giving me some questions that they might ask, and we just kind of went through how I would answer the question, and just to be more comfortable with questions that they might ask in the interview. And really, preparation is important because can I tell you that I went into the interview, I was nervous, but I went into the interview, and after the interview was finished, I was so content. I was, content with the interview because I felt like it was one of, if not the best interview I've done. So preparation is very, very important. And I went, after coming out of the interview, a couple of days passed, and I got an email saying that unfortunately I did not get the scholarship. I was pretty bummed out about it, but I was still content because I know I did my best. I did my best. Couple days passed and I got another email saying that I was accepted, or they accepted me for another scholarship. No, can I tell you that my God never failed me yet? This scholarship was worth more than the scholarship I was shortlisted for. Like, I don't think you hear me. It was more. So like, even though I never get that first scholarship, I got a second scholarship that was worth more. And although, I would want the one from the law firm because, a lot of benefits and stuff, but I think God knew that I needed the money, and so to give me the one with the more worth more was very, very, I was very grateful for that. But there's more. So a couple days passed again, and another email from the same lady saying that I have been or I'm receiving another scholarship. No, can I get an amen? I was so surprised. I feel like because it was the best interview I did, they liked me and they gave me 2 scholarships. And so I, in that one interview, got 2 scholarships. So just encouraging you guys, no matter how you feel discouraged or, the process just seems long, just do it because you may never know what can happen. So yes, my little testimony. Thank you.
Boy, Chris, it look like you need to have a part 3, man.
But Well, that's what we're here for, man. And I guess students will always get encouraged when other persons who did it can speak. So I know we're short of time, but I saw our special guest Zane had his hand up. So I don't know if we can give him 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Chris. And just to allude to what my friend just actually expressed, that as well, I want you guys to understand, have a mindset for this, right? You see, once you get an email or you apply for a scholarship and you don't get it, just having the back of your head say, all right, somebody better was going to get it. You understand? Somebody needed it more. And don't kill up yourself about it. Yes. Just keep a calm mindset, a positive mindset, because I had an experience just like that, Chris. You understand? Where I applied for a scholarship. I so wanted that scholarship because it was like 800 US, I think it was at the time. And I'm like, I got an email saying that I didn't get the scholarship. And I'm like, oh man, somebody else would have, needed it. So boom, a day after, I got another email. Hey, we got some more funds and you are now eligible to get the scholarship. And I was like, whoa, And another thing that Rochelle had expressed, that they love their interview. Always going the interviews and remember that first impression counts.
Wow.
You understand? Your energy, your positivity, your vibration. You go in that interview, more so if you're the first person that was interviewed, everybody would have to come now and match your energy, your positivity, your vibe. So somebody have to come really good to really, get the interview, get an edge of the interviewers. All right, so that's just my 2 cents. So have a positive mindset and remember, first impression counts. Yes.
Thank you, Zane. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
All right, quickly, you're gonna do some rapid answer.
Rapid. 1, 2, 1, 2.
The machine gun answers. Okay, I think Kieran Green asked, what is the best scholarship for computing students?
Best scholarship is a scholarship you win.
Chris, you heard that?
Yes. The best scholarship is a scholarship
Chris?
you win. Oh. Are you hearing me?
Yes, you're froze up for me a little while. Go again.
Oh, sorry. I was saying it's always start with the best scholarship is the one that you win. So computing comes under STEM. So STEM, MS, the Ministry of Science and Technology, NCB Foundation, Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission, Digicel Foundation. Those are just a few that open up to you and also from your school.
Okay. Jerome had asked a similar question. He's computer science at UTech, so that already answered. What are the best?
Sorry. Plus, the UTech website, the UTech has upgraded your website now that you can see the scholarship more accessible like the UA website. So always go to the UTech site also.
Okay, good. Shivani Cleary asks, what are the best scholarships for students who want to go overseas? Not you or UTech.
The best overseas scholarship is the one that you win. Secondly, the CCRIF, Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance, something. That one is the best one you can also get. And also check out the embassy. If you want to go overseas, you must know what you want to study and where you want to go. You want to go to Mexico? Start with the Mexican embassy. You want to go to, say, Germany? Start with the German embassy. You want to go to the US? You have the Rhodes Scholarship. You have the Ministry of Finance Scholarship and Assistant Unit.
Okay. The others, I think you would have addressed already, so I won't bother to share them. If there are any questions that you have for Chris or generally for the Adopt a Youth Foundation, send us an email at adoptayouthja@gmail.com. adoptayouthja@gmail.com. Or you can send a WhatsApp message to 876-883-5885. 840-5306. Thanks again, Chris. This has been a great day, great night, good information. Next week, Friday, we'll be back here for another professional personal development session. And if you still have any needs from tonight's session, contact us. We are more than that number is not mine. Okay, all right. We're more than ready to help you. I'm going to hand over now to Mavornine Edwards and Amanda Lawrence, who are the leaders for the AWC Youth in Expression. Good night, everyone who came on for the Dr. Youth session. Thanks for coming. We'll see you again next week, Friday.
Thank you, Uncle Richie. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I know we're off to a bit of a late start, but thank you so much for coming on. If you're from the AYF Foundation, you don't have to leave just yet. Trust me, you're in for a treat. Welcome to the AWC Youths in Expression. We're a group of young people that love to have fun, full of vibes, love God, and love growth and development. And we find a way to make